So I have several crystals to work with when we're working on our inner child. The first two are going to be channeler and rainbows, any crystal that has a rainbow inclusion. Um, Both of those crystals are going to come in and really help to open up our chakras, to bring in that light so that we can go in and heal each of these aspects of our chakras. So both of those are really good for opening and clearing our chakras. And then we can come in and do the healing. So the first one that I would recommend is one I've recommended before, which is self-healed. Self-healed crystals are crystals that were damaged, typically while they were still in the earth growing. And then what happened was is instead of having like a broken off shard, this crystal has healed itself over. What this appears like is it's a surface marking that we can see on crystals that resembles crumpled paper. It can look like fingerprints. What's really beautiful is when you see that it's healed into triangular terminations all over that breakage. So they're really crystals about self-healing, healing selves. So that's going to be the number one that I recommend when you're really looking for support doing this inner child work. The next two are paramount when it comes to healing the inner child, and it's mother and child formation as well as inner child. There's actually a crystal formation called inner child. So inner child formation is um, it's essentially, people will refer to it as a penetrator quartz. So it's actually piercing another crystal, but it's piercing the crystal with its base. And then the majority of the crystal is held within. And that's really going to be the crystal to help us, connect with our inner child. Chris did that beautiful meditation walkthrough of us getting in touch with our inner child, with our younger selves. And so this crystal is not only going to help to connect with that inner child, but also help us to heal those wounds, to get in there and really work through the traumas that we've been through, even if it's not necessarily a trauma. Whatever it is that's inhibiting us now, it's going to help us to get into those and really heal. It's like a balm to that. And then because it's inner child, what do you think of when you typically hear the term, instead of damage inner child, the term inner child? It's letting your creativity and your wonder and that spark of being a child, seeing with eyes anew. It's also going to help in that regard, which is beautiful. And then the last formation is going to be mother and child. Now, this is one that is typically referred to accidentally as twin, and it's when two points are side by side. But rather than being the same size, like a tantric twin, I think of it more as like your pinky and your ring finger. One's larger, one's smaller. And that's really going to help bring in the emotions of mothering. So motherly emotions. They're going to help us to have that motherly, the compassion, the caring, all the terms that you feel when you think of the term motherly, or what we envision this beautiful being of a mother is or should be. And it helps us to bring that in for ourselves so that we can mother and nurture ourselves, as well as they also are really good to pair with inner child crystals to really do that inner child work as well. So those would be the 5 crystal recommendations that I have for healing our inner child.